Hi, Barbara Ringrose here, founder of WOW, Women Optimizing Women. You can see the website for WOW at wowwomenus.com. And I'm sitting with Ericka Sallee. Ericka has her own business. She's also an author, and she is multifaceted, much like the other WOW women. So I would like to take this time to introduce to you, Ericka. Ericka, please tell us about what you do and how you got to be an author and business owner. We're so excited
all
to
the
hear.
things. So first of all, Barbara, thank you for just opening up this opportunity for us to sit down and have conversation. I think it's something that as women, we need to encourage each other to just talk about what we do, talk about what we're up to, and more importantly, how it impacts the world, right?
Yeah.
So Trusynergy started, 2010. And at the end of the day, I think what's most important for me is to provide women with the opportunity to figure out what does their best version look like. But in order for us to do that, we have to move some of the stuff out of the way,
Right.
the fear, the doubt, the insecurity, all the things from the past, and just the things that tell us in our minds that we can't do something. And so as a result of my personal coaching and professional development programs, I help women and organizations to figure out what is it that stops me when I go to achieve a goal or reach a level of success, and there's that whatever barrier that stands in the way. And so once we figure out what that is, then I love to provide the strategies to move beyond those barriers so that my clients can figure out what their next best version looks like. And so becoming an author was something that I never thought that I would do. And it just happened to be at a time in my life when I felt a little stagnant and felt like something was missing. And so I started thinking about, if I weren't doing this in the corporate world, then what would I do? And a series of events started to happen that really helped me understand that I had a gift to help others to figure out and answer that same question.
You definitely have a gift, Ericka.
Yeah.
There's no denying that.
Yeah, so the book, it just became a self-discovery of my own to figure out, well, how do I figure out what my passion and my purpose is? And so when I started thinking about that, I just began to put it onto paper, and the story was formed.
Yes,
But I will tell you this, it wasn't intended to be the story that it ended up being. I started writing this book because I was trying to show people what it took to start a business, how to write a business plan, and then life started happening and it took a whole different turn. And so here we are.
It's all about timing too. Someone reminded me of that the other day. Timing is so important. I do want to mention that at wowwomenus.com, there is a section, an author page under the resources that you can go and see. The ladies of WOW that have published books, their information is available. Their books are available for purchase. As far as the Trusynergy is concerned, I want to get back to that. 2010.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. So this is your full-time business?
Not yet.
Okay.
And that's one of my personal goals. So I'm giving myself the next 12 months to transition out of the corporate space. And it's interesting because the corporate space is comfortable.
Yeah.
It's been good to me for a long time. But I do realize that at the end of the day, my passion and my purpose is much bigger. And I'm grateful for the corporate space, right? But at the end of the day, I recognize that what I've been given far exceeds that, right? And I'm sure lots of women probably feel that. Maybe not tapping into it out of fear or doubt or all the things that that I just mentioned. But part of the pathway to purpose is figuring out, well, what does it look like for me? And then how can I set the goal to move into whatever that looks like? So
you mentioned fear, and that's very interesting because I remember thinking about fear one day. And I've thought about fear several times in my career. And one of the things is fear of success. I know that people are like, well, what happens if I do succeed? Was that ever a fear of yours, Ericka?
I don't know that I thought about it as much as, oh gosh, can I really do this? But now when I look at just how big the goal really is, it's like, oh gosh, if it really works, then you have to figure out, how do I maintain the mindset? How do I maintain the right relationships? How do I maintain the right levels of creativity? So I think now it may start to kind of trickle into the mind a little bit, but part of the transformation part is recognizing how to talk back to that, whether it's self-doubt or fear of it happening or fear of it not happening.
Right. Getting all the things in place. Like you said, you started out with this book, and then it ended up being something different.
Something totally different.
And the same thing with Trusynergy, I sense.
Absolutely. Some people say, well, how did you get the name Trusynergy? It actually came from a big mistake. Let me just tell you, a big mistake. The first name that I had for the company was already trademarked. I thought I did all my research, and as it turned out, there was something that I missed, and I was on the verge of trademark infringement. So for all the ladies who are watching, sometimes things happen and we have to figure out how to deal with it in the moment, dust ourselves off, and retrack or reinvent ourselves, if you will. And so after I cried about that mistake, I had to sit down and go back to the drawing board, and I thought, well, what is this? What is it that I want to give to the world? How do I want people to feel? And Trusynergy was really about mind, body, spirit, wellness.
And you said something too about the passion about it, because we are so passionate about our business. I too came from the corporate world. I totally understand. It was very good to me as well. I learned a lot. It helped shape me to who I am, and vice versa, actually. And I just want to say that as you feel so passionate about something, it does go deep within, because you're that strong-minded about doing this. You really want it to work. You want it to succeed for all the right reasons.
For all the right reasons. And part of the wanting to succeed, as difficult as it may seem, is that we also have to understand, where do I draw the line, and what relationships do I form, and how do I let people into the space when I'm starting to think about what the dream and the passion looks like? Because let's just be honest, everyone won't understand your dream, your goal, your vision. And it's not intended for everyone to understand, because it wasn't given to everyone. It was given to you. And so once we understand that kind of helps us to figure out how to place ourselves in the spaces that we need to be. And I don't just mean physically, I mean mentally and emotionally as well.
And those people that fit in, sometimes they're only there for a season. They may be there for a short period of time. They could be there forever, or they may come in and out of your life at different times. And back to that timing, I often refer to relationships as seasons.
Yes.
Some can weather all the storms and all the seasons, all the challenges in life. And some are only meant maybe during good times, or even bad times when you need the most support, right?
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. And I think for some of us, it's not easy to embrace that, right? Because we're connected to people and we think, oh, they're always going to be a part of our lives. But the reality is that you're right. There are seasons of relationship. And once we understand each of those relationships and what season they belong in, then we kind of adapt to the fact that, okay, this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and it's not bad.
And it's not bad.
No, it's not.
Sometimes it's a good thing when you think about some relationships that end permanently, right?
Well, that's true too. Sometimes they just wear themselves out.
Depending on the
yes,
situation.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Some of the ones that I have had since I was in elementary school, those relationships, although they're not a part of me a while.
Yeah.
Which is, I wish they were.
Right.
I wish they could share in the pleasure I get and meet all the wonderful ladies of WOW like you, because we met and you were selling, doing some teas
Coffee
or something.
and tea, yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And it's funny how, you think, oh, I'm going to get into this and this is going to be something good for me. And I tried those products and so forth. And we really feel passionate about them. And then something changes. Again, that season. It was only meant for a period of time.
Absolutely. And so as you said about the corporate world, but you learned a lot. And so what I got from that experience is that it taught me, I don't know if I should say taught me, it reinforced a mindset, right? So I've always been a woman of faith and my belief in God, and I don't project that onto anyone else because we all have choices. But what that experience did for me is that it reinforced my belief, and it actually elevated my ability to think differently about what I wanted for myself and how to change my mindset and change the language that I used to match up with what it was that I wanted to create. So that was a wonderful experience for me. But as you said, relationships or experiences or even opportunities that we're seeking at a certain point in time, they could come to an end. But what I got from that still is with me to this day and will be, going forward.
So we have our first book. I just want to go on. We have another book. You made a great announcement recently to the world, and I was a part of that.
Yes, you were. Absolutely. So this is book number 1, Pathway to Purpose, Find It, Follow It, Fulfill It, which is available on Amazon. Again, this was about what are those things, the various paths throughout the course of my life that led me to know that I had a gift to help women transform their lives. Number 1. Now fast forward to the new book, I'm Here, Now What? Finding Joy After the Storm is, it's almost like in my mind, I thought, oh, well, it's a follow-up to this book. What I had to think about, though, is once we come through a storm or a challenge or whatever life presents us, for me, it was my divorce, and so that's the foundation of the second book. Then we get to a point where we say, okay, so now what? What's next? Is it me finding my path to purpose? Right? So I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe it's the first book that then leads to this one. So it's really however the reader interprets the content and how it applies to them, but I'm really excited about it. Right now, we're targeted for pre-order sales to begin in July 8th, as a matter of fact.
And you'll have to let us know, of course, because we all need to be ordering those books. Also, the Trusynergy. I want to get back to that because that's the real meat and potatoes. The books are all wonderful. I love, you can go on the website, wowwomenus.com. I mentioned it. You can see, you can order. There's another lady that has a book there too. And I think it's great to understand that the ladies of WOW, what I realized, were so multifaceted. This is a passion. This is an extension of ours. But our core, for me, is WOW Women. Women optimizing women. And for you, it's Trusynergy. So sometimes you can't come to my WOW meetings because we have 6 in-person WOW events a year. And now we're doing virtual the first Monday of each month. If it's a holiday, it falls on the second Monday. But you can't make some of my WOW meetings. And over the years, I've been kind of discouraged because Ericka can't be with us. So tell us why. What are you doing on those times?
So on Thursdays, same time, I do a live stream. And the live stream is called Ignite Your True Self. It is on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And really, it is intended to give the viewers just a little spark of motivation, inspiration. I share a different topic every week. And I know that people's attention span is kind of short, and so I try to keep it short. But the intention is to have the conversations with the readers to say, if you are looking for your true synergy, and your true synergy is really what I call the essence of who you were created to be. So mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, you're tapping into what brings you fulfillment, what brings you purpose and joy. That is true synergy. And so through the coaching programs, that's what we focus on. So the live stream is just an opportunity to give people a little bit of a spark to say, okay, if this is the challenge that I'm having, here's what I can do to connect me to the next best step that I can take to connect me with my true synergy, my true self, my best version. I use all of those interchangeably. And so that's why, unfortunately, I have been unable to attend with the amazing women that I'm still very connected to this day, aside from you.
I look at WOW kind of like a sorority because we don't lose touch with each other. And it's amazing how relationships have kind of gone
It
on,
morphed, yeah.
and they have morphed, and we've all changed, not just the relationship, but what we're doing, how we started, and we keep up with each other. And I think that's the amazing part of WOW, such a strong group of women.
Absolutely. And I want to salute you, because when you said, you know, we have the virtual meeting, the in-person meetings, but now the virtual space. And I think it's such a great opportunity to make sure that the women that you serve stay connected and that we have options.
Right.
Right? Because as women, we need to know we have options to be our greatest, to connect with other women. And now post-COVID, we understand that the virtual space is a great way to do that.
And it's safe. And for some people who are feeling like, you know, maybe I'm not feeling all that well today, I can get on. It's a Zoho meetings is what I use. And it's at most 60 minutes. And it is me doing informational, educational type things, business building, relationship building, for instance. And then I co-host with someone like yourself, one of the WOW ladies, and then we go to a Q&A. And in the future, I have you scheduled, so we'll be doing that together, which is very exciting.
Okay.
So, you know, an opportunity for you to share about what you do, Trusynergy, through our newsletter, you know, your author, for us to sit here and you showcase to the world who you are, what you do. We're so excited. We can't wait to see what Trusynergy blooms into. Yes, I think this is going to be a great future for you, Ericka.
I do.
I really feel like blessed, humbled to be a part of that.
Yes.
Because I think we're going to see some amazing times.
You absolutely will, and I appreciate you.
Yeah. So as we wind up here, Ericka Sallee with Trusynergy. Please check out the WOW website, wowwomenus.com. Take a look at the author section. Take a look at her books. Know that you can connect with her. Also, take a look at Trusynergy and that website.
Yes, so you can find me at trusynergy.org, and I want to spell it because sometimes we spell it with the E on the end, but it's TRUSYNERGY.org. You can also find me on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook at Ericka Sallee, and then you can find me on Instagram at Trusynergy_.
And your name, too, is a unique spelling.
It is. It is S as in Sam, Allee. So it's interesting. Some people say Sallee, so it's Ericka Sallee. So there you have it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Barbara Ringrose here, founder, Women Optimizing Women. You can see us at wowwomenus.com. I invite you all to share with us a little bit about you. We look forward to the pleasure of your company. Stay well.